Welcome back to RATTLECAN Guitar Restorations. I'm James, and today we're going to put this rosette in. Alright, so the first thing we got to do is we got to put our registration pin, our locating pin in the top, and here's where a decision to get an inexpensive, all I could afford drill press at the time kind of bites you in the ass. So I guess we're hand drilling this one. Okay, this is the shot from hell. I'm trying to get this stupid thing lined up. Here is the thickness of my soundboard, and to put this in perspective, here is a piece of purfling. You can see that there's not a lot of size difference. Right here, can we see this? Right there, that little corner, that's my bit. So that's how I'm setting the depth. I'm trying to go a little less than half the distance there. Alright, center point of my pin out to 2 inches, so that's where the sound hole is going to be. I have another 1/4 inch, that's going to be just the soundboard, and then I've got 3/4 of an inch, that's going to be where the rosette and purfling is going to be. So this is going to fit in there like so. Now again, I'm going to err on the side of cutting this channel a tiny bit narrow, because it's much easier if it's too narrow and things don't drop in to just skosh it out. Alright, so you can see, hopefully you can see, I am just on the inside of the outer marker. So this is what it looks like. This is straight, this is just with the router base just pulled off. So with a nice new bit, that's what it comes out looking like. And we are almost there, which is just fine, because we've got to make room for 2 of these. There'll be one on the inside and there'll be one on the outside. Yeah, more chainsaws. I use, this is a kettle, an electric kettle that I found at a thrift shop. I think I paid $1 for it. I fill it with, well, the first thing that I fill it with is little glass marbles. Let's see if I can do this without bringing harm to myself. They look like this. They're just little glass beads that you can find in the home decorating area or in your closet if your wife's not looking. And I use this to raise up my jar off the bottom because there's a metallic heating element right there on the bottom. I put it in a mason jar. This is, as someone has already pointed out, like the world's smallest mason jar. It had apple butter in it when it came to me. And I have, as you can see, some beads, some of those same glass beads in the bottom to, it makes it easier for me to stir the glue like this, make sure it's all well and stirred up, and it also helps it to retain a bit of heat when I pull it out and I'm using it to glue. I have a thermometer and I have a mark on my skillet, and this keeps it in between 145 165 degrees. It goes up and down, but that's pretty much where it stays. And so I've got my glue, I have my brush, I have my hot rag, which I'm going to use once we get this in here, and once we get everything in place, then we'll use hot water to wipe the excess off. That's a great thing about hide glue. And then we'll just put a caul on the top of it. One of the things that I did was, there was quite a height difference between the surface of the soundboard, the rosette, and the purflings, because they were sticking up. So I didn't sand them all the way flush, and I sanded them most of the way flush, just to make it a little bit easier. And then what I'm going to do is, once I get the hide glue on there, once I get it wiped off, piece of wax paper goes on top, and then I have this foam caul that I'm going to put on top, and that way that's going to hopefully evenly distribute the pressure that I'm going to put on top. Here's my big clamping caul, and then I've got a dumbbell that I'm going to put right here in the middle of it. So hopefully we'll get everything down and settled. The kettle just switched off, so I've got my glue as hot as it's going to get. Hide glue. Lovely, lovely smell. I mentioned this is the first time I've ever done this with hide glue. Gotta work fast. Did you see it happen? Did you? Did you see it happen? I saw it happen. I cracked a purfling right there. Alright, now, I don't know if this part is necessary at all or not. This is what I'm going to do. just to work that in there, because I've got any gaps. Hopefully this will fill it in. Mildly terrifying. All right, let's take a look at what we have. Well, that don't look too bad. Yeah, not bad. There's a little bit of discoloration where the glue was, but I'm pretty sure that'll be taken care of when we do our final sanding. So let's try to get this sanded down as flush as we can get it, so that when we cut our sound hole out, we're actually writing on top here and we're not kind of bumpy-ish. Coming along well. It's interesting to see with the spalting process how as you sand down, I mean these very thin layers that you're going through, how the fungus lines, the zone lines, and the coloration and the interaction with the grain, how it changes. I mean, literally from just, you know, 1/1000th of an inch to 1/1000th of an inch. It's also kind of funny to see how, as you're sanding, you can tell which area you're sanding in just because the color of the sanding dust changes. You can see all the different tones of the dust that's coming off there. I don't know. I just thought it's kind of neat. Getting pretty close. This half is almost done. Not quite. I can still feel a pretty good bit right up around this edge here. And this is just a piece of hard maple and some 120 grit sandpaper. Alright, she's sanded down flush, and I did go over it with some 220, not real heavy, because again we gotta finish the whole top anyways. But so do I have the right angle or not? I don't know. I'm just inside my line. Again, if I have to, I can make it a little bit bigger. So let's cut the sound hole out. There's one pass. Well, there we are, kids. And just for fun, because you know I love to do this, let's take a quick look at what this looks like. Yeah, that ain't half bad.
Hey folks, thanks for watching the train wreck. We appreciate you being along for the ride. Make sure you like RATTLECAN Guitar Restorations over on the Facebook, the Twitter, as well as the Instagram. If you haven't done so, go ahead and like us over on the YouTubes. We're posting new videos every Wednesday, and you never know what you're going to see around here. Thanks again for watching, folks. Have a good one.